Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a fun lesson in the form of taking random shapes from a marker, pen, whatever you're using, and we're just going to splash it down on the page and we're going to create some pretty cool little critters. This is something that all of you can do, even if you are not good at drawing at all. If you can only draw stick figures, it doesn't matter. Also, if you're a really awesome artist and you haven't really done any thumbnailing before or haven't done it in a long time, this is also a good way to kind of brush up on your skills. All right, so you see here, I'm just splashing some color down, not really knowing what's going to happen. And now what I'll do is I'll put on some darker versions of this. All right, so let's put maybe some shadow in here. See if the darker ends start showing up. Got to let some of it dry. And we can probably even do a darker green too. So let's get that going. Let's see what that looks like. Nope, that doesn't look good. We got, I got the perfect one. There we go. So this is just to show the underbelly of whatever kind of shape that I'm drawing it. And the other thing is, when you're drawing these random shapes, completely let your mind relax. You don't need to do anything special. Quite the contrary. You should be allowing yourself to scribble and just to fail at everything that you're drawing right now. Because when you start placing lines together and shapes together, it's forming something that you normally wouldn't do had you just sat there and really thought about it painstakingly and then ultimately gave up because it didn't turn out the way you liked. So this is a good way to prevent it. Like this critter that I'm doing right now, I mean, I had no thought as to what was going to happen. But it turns out it's kind of like a crab, maybe some slug eyes coming up here. I have no idea. Let's see what happens. I'm just using a ballpoint pen after the marker's dried. I'm just using grabby markers. If you're interested in grabby markers, you can check out the first links in the description. They're pretty awesome. Got acrylic-based markers. You could be using Prismacolor, you could be using Copics, Hotu, like whatever you want to do. Okay, now we're really starting to piece together something. And the other thing is, it's good to play with the silhouette. So when I'm looking at this creature, I'm going, if it doesn't have any details at all, are you still able to recognize this if it was far away? You know, and if you can, then that's a good thing. The other great thing about thumbnailing is that if you're world building, that is, key into coming up with as many cool ideas as you can, especially those of you that have never done it before. And I'm really excited to talk about world building, especially because I want to thank today's sponsor, Bard. So you're probably wondering what Bard is. Bard is a place where artists can freely collaborate with each other. They can try new creative mediums and build communities without the influence of the content feeding algorithms seen on other platforms. Bard is run by just one person. Artists can infinitely and freely collaborate with all other artists on the platform. Bard supports visual, audio, and written artists. Bard is not interested in supporting NFTs and especially AI art, nor does it want to become an ad-based platform. Bard has plans to enable lightweight world building. So, any aspiring concept artists out there right now listening to this, please check out the link in the description below. If you're serious about world building and about building your own portfolio into something professional and fun and meaningful. I want to thank Bard for sponsoring today's video. Now back to drawing. I always loved adding pen to the tops of colors. We did this back in the day when I was an industrial designer and when I was in university too. It just offers a really cool, almost controlled chaos look where the penmanship and the markings are kind of chaotic, but yet it's organized on top of splashed color that's also a little chaotic, but yet organized. It's a very strange relationship, but it happens to work. And you can see here that I'm just using standard Bic Ultra Round stick grip, which is a ballpoint pen. And I'm just going over what I drew. I'm honoring the silhouette that I gave. I will be adding new shapes in here because this little critter does need some arms over there to crawl with. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with that shape. Now when it comes to shading on top of the marker or whatever media that you used, you know, hatch marks, cross hatching, it's probably the safest bet. You don't want to muddy it up. What I'm trying to do is show you guys how to pull out definitive shapes within scribbles, because that's very important. See, now I don't even know if this is the back or the front. I mean, comment below what you think is the back and the front, and comment below if you're having fun doodling right now, because I'm having a blast with this. You can see this. I don't even know what that is. I drew that before the video just to kind of get things ready, and it turned up like a ghost, like a banshee mixed with an alien tentacled Lovecraftian shape. I have no idea what that is. But I don't want to spend too much time on these. I can always go back and add details. But let's do another one. Let's do something in pink. Why not, right? All right, so let's do a pink one. Make sure this is on the screen. Let's do, now I'm going to hold the marker to the side so that more of the material is touching the paper and the blotch is going to be bigger. I don't know what shape I'm going to do. Okay, that one is pretty creepy looking too. And the great thing about this type of sketching is like you feel like you're painting. Okay, I'm done. Now, let's see what the highlight part looks like. I'm liking that. Did I get that on my finger? Oh man, now it's going to be all sticky. I think my kids were using these and they got them on the, oh man, I gotta wipe that off. Now it's going to stick to my finger. Okay, there we go. Okay, this one looks like very sci-fi, almost sea urchin like, and I like that. But we do need a little bit. No, actually, we don't. No, take that back. We don't need a heavy shadow on this one. Let's go totally monochromatic. It's just 1 to 2 tones, and that's it. So now I'm just trying to figure out where I want some of the main limbs to be, and it looks like this creature is going to be rather spider-like with some big legs back there. Maybe I'll add a couple more, but I'm honoring the shape that I drew, the silhouette, so you can see this bushy stuff happening up here. I like that. So I think we should keep it. Move it over here so you can see it. Oops. I dropped something. I don't know. Sometimes when I have these big sketch pads and these marker pads, I don't know what I'm pushing around. I try to keep a clean workspace. Those of you that have a cluttered workspace, there's no excuse. Clean your space up. And as I say that, I'm going to have to clean my space up around my sketchbook, because then that'll make me look like a hypocrite, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Ooh, I like this now. It's very sci-fi. Kind of Lovecraftian, but not really. Lovecraftian is more streamlined alien tentacled shapes, which I'm a huge fan of. Also, when you're sketching with a pen, you can get pure black in areas where the least amount of light is touching, but make sure that your thick to thin lines are done so in controlled bursts, because when you mix pen on top of marker and you don't push hard enough, all the markings together can look rather muddy. So you got to get dark and light. You got to be intentional with those lines. No more hair marks unless you're drawing hair like I am. That's the only excuse. No hair marks unless you're drawing hair. I think I have a white that I can use, but I don't think that would look good on here. I did want to keep this only 2 tones, but it does have a highlight, so we'll see. I'm just kind of drawing as I talk, and talk as I draw. There we go. Okay. This is so much fun. I hope you guys are having fun watching it and learning something too at the same time. You know, whenever I talk to aspiring concept artists that are in school and they're having trouble completing their assignments, you know, like the teachers give them thumbnails to do or they completely ignore the thumbnail stage. It's partially stubbornness, but also a little bit of fear. The thing is, when you're doing the thumbnail stage, like I am, it's okay for it to suck. It's supposed to, because you got to sift through, you got to weed through the stuff that doesn't really look good in order to get to the good stuff. Always remember that. You could be doing 50 of these, and then all of a sudden, the 51st one, you hit pay dirt. Let's put a little cast shadow there on the ground. That's another thing that I want to talk about. Presentation within your thumbnailing. All right, you have to treat this like every single page that you're doing, regardless if it's the thumbnail stage or your final stage, is the page that's going to get you the job, or get you noticed, or get you clients, or get you paid. Oh, I know what I'm putting in there now. When in doubt, put multiple eyeballs in there. Why not? And I'm partially inspired, I admit, because I just saw a close-up of a jumping spider's face, and those things are gorgeous. Nature's so amazing. Okay, I'm done with that one. Let's do another one. Trying to look for colors. I did purple. I don't know if... You know what? We're going to do yellow, and I don't know how this is going to turn out on white paper, but let's see what happens. Okay. Try to get it in frame here. We're going to do a small area here. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I don't even know what this is. Did I just draw a spider? I think I just drew a spider. Okay. I think we're going to need a little bit of a shadow down there. So let's just use a little bit of this orange just to show that, hey, this thing is 3D, even though I'm drawing it in 2D. There we go. You can see my controlled bursts that I'm doing, and then that's it. Remember, random shapes. You guys see me scribbling all this together. And when you scribble, it helps you eliminate the fear of making everything look good. Because today's lesson is scribbling random shapes and turning them into something awesome. We are turning all of these things into awesome little critters. I kind of like this one already. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is a spider. The other thing I try to do for my lessons is I try to be spontaneous with it. You guys know me by now. I don't really edit my videos at all. I've had people ask me, why don't you edit your videos? I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I'll start editing them at a later time, like hardcore editing, but I always feel like if you just invite people in as if it's a classroom, you know, they're bound to learn more. Okay, I don't want to put an eyeball there, but let's put some little hairs there. That'd be kind of cool. That's what I forgot on most of these that are bug-like, little hairs. There we go. I'm also trying to honor where the dark orange is, or just the orange, not dark orange, and also the yellow. I'm being a little bit more cautious with the pen. Pen. I say pen. When in doubt, put spikes. This thing is pretty vicious looking. Kind of reminds me of a camel spider. What if we just give it a tail back here, and that is the back? See that? Or that could be the front. It's kind of like a cricket face. Man, I don't know. See, that's the beauty of creature design, guys. You don't know what's going to happen. Let's just see what clicks. Also, of all the things that you could draw creature-wise, Bugs are just the funnest things to draw. Most of them anyway. I think it's the combination of weird gangly shapes, hard exoskeletons, you got hair, you got antenna, tentacles, just crazy stuff. Okay, so now we have a posse. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 critters. Let's say they all know each other and they're a team. We're just going to finish up these sketches. I'm just going to put some markings on here with my pen. And if you're following along with me, please comment below and let me know what you're working on. If you're doing school assignments and you're having trouble, maybe I can help you out. And that also reminds me that our Creature Design Workshop Discord helps people, especially young aspiring concept artists, break into the industry and also just learn the ropes as far as concept art goes, gathering reference, learning how to ask for feedback, etc. Our industry is pretty cutthroat. I think you guys know that by now. And if you don't have thick skin and you're not able to take criticism well, that's okay, because we can help you with that. It's not okay when you're trying to get a job, but we all feel like that at some point. We all feel like we're not adequate enough when it comes to drawing. We feel like, the world is out to get us. We're never going to get a job. No matter how hard I try, I can never get better. And it's usually just a mental shift. So in my lessons here, this is why I try to break up these shapes and thumbnailing process into easily digestible increments. I can't believe I didn't stumble those words when I said that. It's probably because I've said it a ton of times. We also have to number these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now that I numbered them, all of you watching this can freely tell me below what your favorite little critter is. And guess what? You know what time it is. I do this every time I draw creatures. Comment below and give these little critters a name. If you want to name all 5, that's great. If you think that one would be a really good pet for your place, that's okay too. I think I have a favorite. Try to guess which one it is. I'm not going to tell you. Oh man, this one is not getting love. This poor fella. Well, I don't even know if it's a dude. It's like an both, like an it. Maybe there is no gender for this thing. It's kind of like that creature in the movie Life. It's a pretty unknown and obscure sci-fi flick, and it has Jake Gyllenhaal. It has what's his name? Ryan Reynolds. He also succumbs to one of the most horrific deaths I've ever seen in a film, but I'm not going to tell you what happens to him. There we go. Got little multiple eyes there. Oh, so much fun. Notice how I put some cast shadows down here just to help ground the creatures, except for this one. So here I am talking like I did that, and then I didn't do it to this one. So now I have to do it to this one. Short controlled bursts. Just a hint of a shadow here. Okay, and I think what I'll do, since this is in complete side view, I'm just going to put some shadow on underneath. Is it a happy little bug? Yeah, why not? Now, to give it a little bit of a 3D effect, I'm going to darken the hairs closest to us, and I'm going to fade off the hairs that are rounding the bald spot, I guess. Not the bald spot, the bulbous spot. I say it like I'm asking a question because I don't even know what I drew. There we go. Ha, so much fun. Those of you that are interested in getting a mentor for your art, I accept all skill levels. If you can't even draw a stick figure, or if you're a senior artist, it doesn't matter. I help with world building. I help with you drawing cubes, cones, cylinders, and spheres. I taught at university and foundation studios for years, and I have to say, some of my fondest memories are seeing firsthand complete beginner artists end up being great sketchers and great problem solvers and great thinkers. Because remember, at the end of the day, if you want to be a concept artist, you got to solve problems. That's why they're hiring you. You know what? I think this one probably needs another set of eyes. This kind of looks like a Pokemon character. So it's official. I've made a decision. I'm going to be recording videos showing me taking well-known Pokemon characters and making them into evil creatures. I'm going to be starting that soon. And if you want to catch that, make sure you subscribe so that you can see me do it. Hit the notification bell. All right, there's our critters. Comment below, name each one, and also name your favorite one. Which one do you think is my favorite? I'm not going to tell you. Thanks for watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed me using markers, creating random shapes, and then turning them into little critters. I will see y'all next time. Peace.